The ICT Competency Framework for Teachers is a project that aims to support teacher training on the use of technologies. The goal of the project is to support effective teacher training on the use of technologies in the classroom. The ICT CFT is a guide developed by UNESCO and its partners. It aims to outline the competencies that a teacher needs in order to use technologies in his or her professional practice. It's useful for pre-service and in-service teacher education at all levels. Its aim is to be contextualized to national and institutional objectives and to meet the needs of the persons using it.
The ICT Competency Framework for Teachers is a very good tool, very easy to adapt, with its 6 different aspects that are essential in order to promote technology in the classroom, and the different spheres in which we could work, either in terms of digital literacy or even knowledge creation. Permits localization of the content so that the classroom practices really correspond to reality in the different African countries.
First, working with national entities, we identify how the UNESCO ICT CFT aligns to national ICT in education teacher training objectives. Then, we work with national entities to develop a curriculum that contextualizes the ICT CFT and supports the national ICT in education teacher training objectives. From there, we support national entities in developing teacher training materials that are aligned to national objectives. And these materials are available as open educational resources. Open educational resources, often referred to as OER, are teaching, learning, and research materials in any medium, digital or otherwise, that reside in the public domain or have been released under an open license that permits no cost, access, use, adaptation, and redistribution by others with no or limited restrictions. As the teacher training materials developed in this project are OER, they can be recontextualized by partners working on the project worldwide. Then we support national training workshops that use these materials for teacher training. At the same time, the materials are shared on the UNESCO OER Hub as a means to share content and connect educators around this important topic.
South Africa is considered a success story, firstly because of the political commitment that enabled the provision of ICT devices and infrastructure to more than 476 schools in Gauteng province. And the intended goal was basically to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor in terms of improving the learning experience of most learners. And that has been achieved in 5 years in South Africa.
ICT training is very important for South Africa as a developing country. Teachers have to use ICT to teach. Teachers also have to use ICT to learn from ICT, and hence to be able to solve the problems and also address the 21st century skills that every learner must be able to do to address their future in terms of the context.
The Information Communications Technology Curriculum Framework for Teachers, often referred to as the UNESCO ICT CFT model, was used in South Africa to inform the design, curriculum mapping, and development of modules in ICT integration courses for teachers. This particular model assisted us in basically utilizing a differentiated approach based on the 3 levels that appear on the model, which are technological literacy, knowledge deepening, and also knowledge creation.
What we did in South Africa, we adopted the UNESCO framework to have the content. We then introduced the pedagogy, and then we used also to assess and how to assess, and then also how to use ICT. We did not take it as it is, but we adopted to the context of the country. One of the things that we did was to ensure that all the children have access and teachers to ICT where they can use or work with ICT. Also, we've seen that the children in the township now have access to knowledge across the world and within the schools, and the sharing of practice within this context of the different dimensions. And that has worked very well for us. And also what we did, we used different models. One, it was the face-to-face training. And then after, we went into the school-based support, where the intervention was taken into the classroom other than remaining outside the classroom. And those are some of the successes that we've seen in South Africa.
It all started in 2016 at a UNESCO workshop in Amman that focused on harnessing the role of open educational resources in Arab countries. We looked at many projects throughout the world and found a lot of inspiring projects to follow. I was personally inspired by the Kenyan experience of integrating ICT CFT framework for teachers throughout Kenya. When a group of us were asked to think of projects that would involve using OERs in Arab countries, we thought of localizing, Arabizing, and updating the Kenyan course to fit the uniqueness of Arab countries. We are done with the design and development of the course. It is now existing online in Arabic. We are piloting it with a group of 20 secondary public school teachers, and we are already learning a lot of lessons from the experience. We have decided, based on the current pilot, to modify some of the content and the activities. But we are also thinking of the long-term implications in terms of scalability and sustainability. The role of UNESCO has been integral throughout the different parts of the project. They have inspired the idea, they have provided us with the financial support. We have worked closely with the UNESCO Cairo office, but also with the information and communication sector in Paris. This is the office that is responsible for the ICT CFT throughout the world. We are looking forward to working and continue to work with UNESCO locally and internationally to scale up this project to Arab countries.
Technology is an important element to enhance pedagogy so that we have better learning experiences for the learners. The teachers can also use technology to enhance their own skills so that they know how to better act within the classroom, so that they can make more content. These elements are very important in order to make education something that is lifelong and something that contributes to a better output of the school system.
Countries can join the project by contacting the Communication and Information Sector of UNESCO.